Hi guys, this is Clint Vlogs here, and if it's your first time watching, welcome. And I am on my way to Bartico. I am Clint. I go by the name of Clint Vlogs on any social media network, and this is an interview where I really look forward to meeting you. I met you like some years back, but then it came to mind, I think was last week. You know, the regatta is coming up. Why not see if I can get a one-on-one interview with you? I sent you the message and you accept it, and today I'm here with you, and we actually, here for the interview. So the first question I got is, who is Dave Scott?
Well, first of all, thank you for coming and do the interview. Well, Dave Scott is just a name, a call a name. Grew up in the river, born at Lana Valley. Went to school, used to paddle, go fishing, boat, and so it's a normal, thing.
Like,
who is Dave Scott? Normal day,
okay.
right?
Good. So the other one is, what made you choose powerboat racing?
Well, powerboat racing, as growing up, as I just mentioned, going to school, used to paddle, got to school. Used to paddle sometimes, 2-3 boats, we paddle racing, going. And then I come to Bartica. And my father used to race too. That was in the years back with like 25 horsepower. But not no big, come to regatta, just race. I come to Bartica and come at the regatta and look how the older folks used to race, and I decided to get into the sport because as growing up racing, boating, paddling and things.
Yeah,
So,
the fun in it.
Yeah, the fun in it. Decided to join the racing.
Good. What motivates you to do more of it?
By continuing racing and see that the sport needs development and more attention. Like, I decided to start investing in the sport. Then one of the main reasons is that advertisement from a business. And then the liking of the sport, by doing it, just keep coming, and I keep investing and doing the sport.
Good, great answer. Your boat, Jaguar, as we've seen here. This is the new look at the Jaguar. How did you came about with this name?
This name is along since I used to go to school. I used to run.
Okay.
I like competition. When I used to run in school, the school mate them could tell you I had like about 3 years champion by running in school. And then come on the competition, and then, as I say, that I always like challenge.
Okay.
And my school friend, and they do a name Jaguar because the Jaguar don't back down from nothing. And all my school friend them could tell you the background of me, but running in school, or if a challenge come up here,
you definitely
challenge. Anything, the cricket or anything.
Okay.
I never back down from a challenge.
Good. Yeah. How do you feel about being the undefeated champion?
Well, but since I racing, I had a couple of champion driver, a couple of years of champion driver. Then I am in the Formula 1 category. I hold it for like 8 years straight in Bartico, Mainstay, and other places where we go and race.
Yeah.
I had it like for 8 years because the competition, it gets so stiff that the other competitors they pull out of the sport.
Okay.
And I just keep investing and just getting more into the sport. And
Great.
I think I had from 2012 to 2018 champion driver straight for the Formula One.
Straight.
Yes. Straight.
Okay.
So that, 8 years
Wonderful.
straight.
Congratulations on that. Yeah. Number 6. How long have you been in this sport?
It's about, let me say, to calculation is about 28 years.
28 years.
Yes, 28 years. That's why I'm
Okay.
from in the sport.
Uh-huh.
And my fourth champion trophy that I ever hold was the 90 category, and that was in 2001.
2001. Okay.
2001 was the first champion trophy.
25 years back.
Yeah, 25
Okay.
years back.
Good. What do you think about the your competitor, the Bell family and the Gonzalez?
For me, they're trying, but as for the competition, nobody can come close to the Jaguar. As for
Jaguar.
2 years, the
Yeah, the
Jaguar,
Jaguar.
that's the name. As I mentioned before, that I like competition. And competition, I think, if you challenge me, well, I don't say no. I just try to get on top of the game. And for the past 2 years, I had mechanical problem. Then I had a boat problem. So now that is why now, as I say, keeping at top of the game, I bring a new boat and a new engine.
So this is a whole new
New boat and engine. Because last year we had the problem with boat. The year before that we had a problem with engine because the engine problem come that Corona
the virus.
The virus, they stopped. The people that used to build my engine, they stopped building like about 3 years. And we didn't get nobody to do it. And that is why we get the engine problem. When we get the engine problem fixed, then we had the boat issue that was last year. And I decided to change everything. New boat, new engine. This is a brand new boat, brand new engine.
Okay, good. So number 8. Now that now that you have been in this sport for so long, what message do you have to the new generation who would want to be in the races? Take up what you are doing.
The first thing was you gotta like the sport, and to be in the sport, but not boat racing alone. Any sport is that the investment and the time behind it.
Okay.
And anybody who do the sport or for the younger generation, they gotta invest the time. And this is not a sport like football or cricket or where you go out and you practice. This is you gotta sit down, you gotta think. Because when you sit down in the cockpit there, is from your brain, your finger, and your foot, everything gotta work at the same time. So you got this thing is Formula One, boat racing is not even like car racing. Car racing is that you're up on the surface and
you're on a flat, mostly
boat,
flat.
No, you gotta look at the water, you gotta look at the wind, you gotta look at different aspect of it. Then this does not have a brake. Say, well, yes, you gotta brake in distance or you can imagine this does not have. So coming into Formula One or boat racing is a good sport for the younger generation. Well, they gotta
like it for
like it and they gotta invest behind it.
Okay. Number 9. How do you see Davesh in the next 2 to 4 years in this sport?
Well, from since Davesh small, they're behind me training and like the sport. But then that is on behalf of him because of business wise, and as I just mentioned, the time. You gotta take time to be off, and they're behind this. So in the next 2-3 years, well, on behalf of him because he know a lot, but then for business wise and the sport, I know how he could able to tell you well.
Good. Well, he can answer the
Yeah, I can
one more question.
really.
How sorry. Have you ever competed overseas?
No, I never competed overseas. I never had the option or the chance to compete. But I went to a lot of like races and so on, Locan, and I'm 100% sure and guaranteeing that if I can go to compete and to how I see drivers driving, I can make a lot of difference.
Yeah. Okay.
So because for how they driving and the competition, I guarantee I could do better.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Dave Scott. And we're looking forward for 2026 regatta here at Bartica. Thank you. Oh, I want you to. Yeah. So tell us about this. This is one of your forced plot, right?
Yeah, this is one.
Yeah.
This is we started at the club, the Guyana Regatta Racers Club, something around 98, 99. And when we formed this club in 2000, and then we keep the August Regatta in Bartica. So the August Regatta in Bartica, and then the first August Regatta in Mainstay was in 2000. That was the first I attended Lake Mainstay and Bartica.
Okay.
It was last year for the amount of years and the input into the sport. And this was going to be last year for the amount of years and the input into the Formula One boat racing. And here is, well, obviously I was the first that imported the American Formula One powerboat. The American powerboat, where they call it Formula One, and the European is two different Formula One. Is that but I is the first that import the American Formula One powerboat. And this was a plaque given by me for the starting and development of the Formula One powerboat.
Okay.
Is that this is a plaque that was given to me from the committee for the development that for the amount of years and participating and the input into the sport. This is a plaque was given to me.
Okay.
This was one previous plaque and magazine. This was 2017, but I was like featuring like about 4 or 5 other years, like 16, 15, went like 5 years straight in Bartica Regatta magazine.
Okay.
And this is one of the plaque of the 2017, which in the 2017 magazine book.
Okay, all right, thank you. Guys, this is the Jaguar, and we're here at Bartica. Look at this, Formula One. See the outboard there? That is the Jaguar, and the captain himself, Dave Scott. So this is a one-on-one video. The pilot gonna be in there, and then there's a Jaguar on the rear view mirror. That is the name there. Jaguar in the Guyana colors.
Yeah, this is the when I had the problem with the boat. This is the pontoon and the right side pontoon damage. I went in first on the third lap. Where the guy passed me. So there's a problem with the boat.
There's a problem.
Good day, everyone. My name is Davesh Scott. You all know me as the pilot for Falcon at the Bartica Regatta, champion for the 200 HP and the 90 horsepower.
How do you see yourself in the next 2 to 4 years from now?
As 2 to 4 years from now, I'm still the reigning champion in Bartica, in Essequibo, and in Linden.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, great. And what made you, choose racing?
Choose racing? Well, I think my dad answered that question earlier.
Well, I want
Growing
it from
up,
a youth perspective.
well, growing up, I always like I would see him go outside. Well, first we had a white boat. Well,
Okay.
when I was born, we had a white boat. That was I think that was the third Jaguar. Everybody will remember that as the white boat. Yes. That boat, I see my dad used to be busy behind the boat. And then one day I just got outside and then he lift me up and put me inside the boat. And then, you know what? I just I just started seeing the steering and the pedal and stuff. And I was like, what is this?
Okay.
And then that's when it clicked in my head that he races boats. That was when I was like 2 or 3.
Smart.
Yes.
Okay.
And then from there on, every time he goes to practice, my mom would carry me and she would put me on the vehicle front to see him practice the boats. And then that's when I would understand, from that age, I would understand how the boats work. I would start learning about them. Every time I go in school, I would always have something to say about racing boats and so on. And I kind of got what do I say? I kind of started liking the sport. Not liking, I started loving the sport. And I was like, when I was 7 or 6, I said, you know what? When I reach 14 or 15, I'm gonna start racing. As I got out of school, this boat came in the country. I just started racing. As I got out of school, I was 16. I started racing. I got, I think, was third, and yeah, a third on my first try, and then from the rest, sheer first, 2 seconds about it, and that's sheer first.
Okay.
Then I became the champion driver in Bartica, and in Essequibo, and in Linden. My boat has been the champion both for those 3 regions since then.
Okay. Great. I must say congratulations,
Thank you
for
very much.
obtaining all of this. And as I asked him that question, how did you come about this boat named Falcon?
Falcon? Well, he came up with the
He
boat
came
name.
up with it.
Yeah, he came up with the boat name. Because, well, as a kid growing up as well, I always liked falcons. And I just said, you know what? This boat with the head shape and everything, it looks like a falcon. With the head shape and everything. Yes, it looked like a falcon. I just said we're gonna name it Falcon. Because we remember his name is Jaguar and Jaguar doesn't back down. The same thing with the Falcon, he doesn't back down as well.
Okay, I get you. On races day, do you ever get nervous?
Of course I get nervous. That's a life and death situation.
Yeah, that's true.
When you know on a regular daily you can come home and you can sit down with your family and talk, and you know what? Race day now, you go into this cockpit and sit down, you don't know if you'll ever see them back. And I must input this one information. That is what a lot of people don't see with race boats. They take them for granted. They think it's something that you can just jump in and drive. No, it's not. It's not like a regular boat you just jump in and drive, But other than that, this here is something really serious. And it's not something to be taken for granted. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And anything else you want to say?
Anything else I want to say? For the younger generation coming into this sport or taking a liking to this sport, I'll say this. It's not easy, nor it's not something hard. You just need focus and a mindset. That's it.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Davesh,
You're welcome.
for your time. And I really appreciate, you putting out this to persons in the public.
You're welcome.
And we're looking forward for you on race day.
Well, as of everyone, come out April the 5th, Sunday, on a lovely Easter Sunday, and come and support the Jaguar team. Come and enjoy the regatta. So don't expect that the Falcon and the Jaguar will be reigning in first place. And don't expect no mechanical problems, no boat problems this year. We bought it, we brought it, we told everyone about it. It is here. The new
And it's
Jaguar
ready.
is here and it's ready. The Falcon is ready. And for all the bettors and everyone out there, put your money where your mouth is. There we go.
Falcon and the Jaguar.
You're ready and you're set.
Okay. All right, thanks. So this is what it actually looks like inside the cockpit. So that is the steering wheel there, you know. Yeah. That is the seat. It's basically straightforward. Yeah.
You pull this out,
Okay.
go in, you set yourself, you come straight inside here.
Very cozy.
Very cozy indeed. And you set the steering back. You set yourself and you put the steering back inside. Maybe start, the pump, and this here would be the primer. This is the trim, the gauges for everything. And once you're comfortable, well, most racers in the States would have to use seat belts and so on.
This don't have to do.
Yes, it has seat belts, yes. It has seat belts, but you know, well, out of comfort and so on, I don't use seat belts. But what I did is, I bought an original racing suit that is currently upstairs, and to unpack it is a whole.
Okay,
Right?
no problem.
So my suit is a original racing suit that Formula One racers wear. Well, in the F1 H2O, and it is a chop-proof and a floatable suit. God forbid any impact or so on happens, it protects you, and you're well safeguarded. This capsule here, this cockpit, is one of the most well guarded and well safe space of this boat. Everything else, well, it is strong, but not stronger than this compartment here. So what you do is, when you're on the race line now, you put your steering in and you pull down, lock down tight inside here.
I can hear you because the mic is doing.
I know. So this boat is not made for, it's for a comfortable fit,
Okay.
not to be, move up around the place or so. It's
So
for comfortable.
even though you're in there, you're comfortable.
Yes, I'm comfortable. And in case of any emergencies or so on, say like if the boat capsizes or anything, God forbid, there is, as you can see, there's a little wire over there on the hood.
Yeah, this one pull.
Yes, you pull it to shut off every single thing, and then whoever's outside the boat, whoever comes to rescue if the boat capsizes, they pull that wire, and you take out the steering, and they pull you out. But if you have on a seatbelt now, they have to raise you up and take off the seatbelt.
Oh.
So yeah.
I got you. All right.
So that is why most people, well, for us, we bought our boats in the States because the way how they set it, it's ready to race, and it's always ready for anything at any time. That is it.
This is the Falcon.
interferes as Venom challenges strongly on the outside, but Miracle on the inside is having none of it. Continues to push it forward for the first position. It's the Falcon. Way up in front, comfortably takes the time, but passes it.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane.